Joe Fonfara. Baseball, 1982 to 1985. Joe Fonfara was a 4-year starter for the Bruins and was named to the All-District 11 team 3 times in 1982, 1984, and 1985. He led the team in home runs, 9, doubles, 18, triples, 1, batting average, .479, and RBIs, 54. Impressive at the plate, Fonfara's batting average by year was .369 in 1982, .320 in 1983, .381 in 1984, and .479 in 1985. The team's MVP during the 1985 season, Fonfara was also honored as the BC Athlete of the Year in 1984 to 85. In his senior campaign in 1985, Fonfara ranked amongst the best in the nation. He led the NAIA in hits per game, 1.86, ranked second in doubles per game, .50, 6th in RBIs per game, 1.50, and 16th in batting average, .479. Fonfara earned his degree at Bellevue College in 1985 in physical education. He currently resides in Omaha and is employed at Physicians Mutual. Fonfara and his wife of 32 years, Mary, have 2 children, Clayton and Carly.
I first met Joe when he was recruited by our coach, Herb Kufer, to come play baseball at Bellevue College. Joe was a shortstop and started shortstop that first year. John Swoboda and I were hired by Jerry Mosser in 1985 to be the coaches, so we got to coach Joe his senior year. Joe was a really good player at South High, but didn't get a lot of recruiting interest. Some of the big schools wanted him to walk on, but then at the end of the day, he thought, you know what, I think I'm just gonna go to school someplace, get my degree. Well, then he knew that Scott Knight was coming to Bellevue College at the time. So Scott, being Joe's best friend, the way Scott tells it, he went to Coach Cooper and said, Coach, Joe Fonfara is thinking about coming here. Do you think we could use him? Yeah, we'll find room for Joe Fonfara here.
I've known Joe for over 50 years. We started playing Little League baseball together, South Omaha Little League. Went and played baseball at Omaha South together, go Packers. Then both decided to come to Bellevue, played here from 82 to 85. So we've known each other forever. Joe was probably a better all-around player than he got credit for, but I mean, he's certainly known for his hitting. I mean, the guy could just hit. I mean, no situation was too big or too grand for him. He'd just go take care of things. He'd look over and say, you know, it's about time for me to drive in a couple runs, and he'd go lace one off a double off the wall, or he'd say, you know, it's about time for me to take one deep and go hit a home run and put us up in the game. And my favorite was he'd look at me and he'd kind of wink and say, Scotty, watch this, and he'd just go take care of business. So, yeah, he was just a great hitter. He definitely loved the game, and he made it look like the game came really easy to him.
Joe as a player was very intense. Nothing made Joe madder than when a pitcher wouldn't throw him a strike or if the defense pulled a shift on him to the left side. So what Joe would do is he'd hit the ball harder, hit the ball farther, because he wanted to make sure that everybody on that field knew he was the best player out there and he was better than the opponent. That's Joe.
We were playing at Roddy, we were playing against Dana, and Dana had a pitcher that came out of Omaha Northwest when they were really good, and the guy had a great curveball, and he was just wearing Joe out that day. Joe was like 0 for 3 going into his 4th at bat, and you could just tell he was just really getting frustrated, and guy throws him a big curveball that first pitch, and Joe steps out, and he looks out at the mound at the pitcher. Just then, the crowd just gets quiet. There's nothing going on, and you can hear Joe yell out at him, throw me a fastball, you know, to like challenge him. And it must have got to his ego because the guy came with the fastball, and Joe just hit it way over left center field, out onto the street. That was an epic backflip, and he just knocked that one out of there, so that was really good one.
Our first game that year was out at Kearney State, and it was cold and snowy, but you know, we got beat. Well, that night, 2 of the players, our best pitcher and our starting catcher, both decided they'd miss curfew. Well, if you miss curfew, the rule is you had to sit out a ball game. So our next games, we're down on a southern trip. First game out, we couldn't start our best pitcher, catcher couldn't play, so our number 2 catcher had to pitch, which left us no catchers at all. So Scott Knight had to catch that game. Our catcher, who really wasn't a pitcher, had to pitch that game. And I remember Joe walking back to the pitcher's mound and told Larry Goforth, "Good luck, Larry. We're all counting on you." Of course, we got beat pretty badly by that team. But from then on, nobody ever missed bed check because Joe made sure that guys knew, hey, we're here to play baseball. We're not here to mess around. And with 12 players, we needed someone to be in charge of those guys. Because again, as a first-year coach, it wasn't going to be me. It was going to be the team.
Joe made me promise to tell Coach Mosser that it's been 38 years and there was a tornado on the way back from Kearney. So, Coach, not lying. From my standpoint, I can't imagine not being here and not playing with Joe. It was fun, it was exciting, and if anybody knows Joe, they know it was never dull. He's like a brother to me, and I'm absolutely thrilled that he's being honored and well-deserving going into the Hall of Fame.
The guys on the team used to call him the governor because Joe was the best player in the state of Nebraska. And with that, he didn't get the respect he should have gotten because he was playing at a smaller school. The teams Joe played on never won more games than they lost. So when it came time to be All-American and things like that, Joe wasn't going to get even looked at. I think had he played on teams that had been more successful, he would have been an All-American NAIA ball player. I have no doubt about that. We did find the national stats where he led the nation in hits per game. I believe, second in doubles per game. He was in the top 20 of RBIs and batting average. I believe he hit 479. So just stats alone would qualify Joe for the Hall of Fame, but Joe's leadership is why I really feel he belongs. Where we took the program because of what he could do and how he led the team is why he belongs in the Hall of Fame. Joe, congratulations on being elected to the Bellevue University Hall of Fame. Nobody's more deserving as a baseball player or as a person. You've been a great person to work with. I enjoyed coaching you and have enjoyed knowing you for all these years. Congratulations.
Congratulations, buddy. Well deserved. Love you.
Well, good evening, and what a great night. You know, it started with the golf tournament yesterday. It was so much fun. I think the way we were going, I think we would have shot 42 under. I ain't kidding. First and foremost, I would love to thank Jerry and Gloria Mosser. I appreciate you two for everything you have done for me. You guys were my home away from home. Allowing me to get my degree and having the opportunity to also play baseball. I want to thank you both. You guys are awesome. I would like to also thank my wife, Mary, Clayton, and Carly, my two beautiful children, for always believing in me, always staying by my side. You three make being a husband and a father an easy job. You also make it the greatest feeling in the world. I would also like to thank the rest of my extended family, friends. My two sister-in-laws are here, Linda and Nancy, Ashley and Jesse. Great friends that have accompanied me tonight. Scott and Lisa Knight, Barry and Lisa Hare, a couple other gentlemen that have been by my side through thick and thin, Tony Childers, Tim Cornell, Ken Fritz. I want to thank you all. You're the ones that make this world a better place. Last but not least, I would like to thank my two coaches that helped me get to where I needed to go, Herb Kufer and Joe Forel. I looked at Joe, that senior year of mine, and it was a deer in the headlights. But I said, we got this. We got 12 guys, the dirty dozen, and each one had each other's back. And I'll tell you what, if there was a brawl, I wouldn't want to take on us. We had one of the heaviest infields in the nation. We averaged 200 pounds. I want to thank you two gentlemen, though. Finally, I would like to end with words that I've pretty much grown up with and led my life by. 1, work as if you don't need the money. 2, love as if you've never been hurt. 3, dance as if no one is watching. And I'm going to tell you what, folks, we're going to do a lot of dancing tonight. I want to thank you all again for coming, and what an honor. Thank you.